Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to WhatsMap, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Well, it's Monday, we're gone right to the top of the Steam Workshop to have a look at the most popular map of the moment, and it's this one. But before we have a look at the map, a little reminder that my new video, my biggest video of the year possibly, is now out and live and linked in the top right hand corner of your screen and at the end of today's show as well. Meanwhile, back to today's show. Well, it kind of lends itself to me to be able to do something a little bit different. So, don't be expecting this regularly, I just have the time and the map itself lends itself to it. It's not going to be a regular thing, but if you do want it to be a regular thing, well, you can encourage me by perhaps finding a way to interact with today's video. Now, how would you do that? Ah, that's right, hitting the like button really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people, helps me grow a little bit more every single day. Today's map is Christchurch NZ by ElMacro. NZ, of course, New Zealand. Christchurch on the southern island on the eastern coast. We've got a bit of a volcano going on there. There's you've got your start square, little twiddly stream going on there as well. We'll look at that in great detail later. There's your map as a whole in terms of terrain heights. Lots of flat buildable space as well. Pretty good location actually. And then your resources, farmland and some forestry. Little bit of ore in them there hills. Okay, what about the fishing? Well, you'd expect there to be some shellfish. There's a lot of shellfish. I don't know if that's how it works around Christchurch, but that's what you've got. Off to the workshop. What do you need? No DLC required. We are using the Network Extensions 2 mod though, the generic treat pack. For the first time in a long time, the Springwood theme. Really lovely theme, the Springwood theme. And of course the realistic 1.2 LUT. Okay, who wants to see a map? I do. This map is what it is. It's a map built for people that want to recreate Christchurch, and so we can allow for that. First of all, I've also got a bit of time to do a bit of twiddling today as well. We've got this overpass is just a little bit low. We've got the street lamps clipping there. Now, it has been asked many times, how do you avoid that? Well, there are many ways. One of which would be to grab the Move It tool. If I show you with the Move It tool, we've got the nodes. The nodes are the round circle bits that you can drag about, and the segments are the bendy bits. So what we're going to do is we're just going to grab one of these nodes. I'm just going to move it, and it's just finding the right position, because they will eventually, if you move it far enough, pop back to a previous spot. So I'm going to squidge that one down. This is not a perfect job. This is a quick job. Okay, this just showing you how you can try and, I'm just trying to get the, there you go. We should pretty much be clipping free here, maybe. Budge that back a little bit. Right, let's have a little look how we've done. It's we've certainly avoided it on the far side. This side, yeah, still clipping through on this side a little bit, but yeah, that's how you fix them. Anyway, long story short. Anyway, lovely highways, not bad road laying going on here. We do have some slightly clunky looking bridges. Oh, by the way, lovely backdrop from the old, I think it's hopefully it's extinct volcano there. Then we have a little bit of blue mantle across the map. You're going to see a lot of this. You're going to see a lot of that. But yes, anyway, onwards towards the start square kind of location. Oh, this map, sorry, this intersection is pretty fine. Checking for clipping. Oh, blue mantle there. Clipping. I think we got away with it a little bit there as well. And onwards we go. So yes, it's not a 1-to-1 scale, it's about a 1-to-3 scale, so you can use a little bit of creativity as well. If you want to play this map as just a vanilla map, or a standard map, not a vanilla map, but to create something other than Christchurch, of course you can. Of course you can do whatever you like with it, but you will hit a few problems if you're going that way. For example, you probably want to be playing a modded game. We'll get that out of the way. We've got a bit of an up and an over going here as well. I'm sure this is just to allow a bit of traffic under there possibly. Nice and tidy. And not checking for blue mantle on every single bridge. We're moving up very close now to the start square. And again, it's good road laying. Can't really moan too much about this. Slightly staggered bridges there. I don't know if that's how it is in real life. I didn't check every single feature, but I did check some features, as you'll see in the second half of the show. Blue mantle and another little bridge there as well, which brings us into the start square. Now the assets are in place. Can you see them? Can you see them? Can you see them? Well, you should be able to see them because they're right there. It's the Spruce Tree by pdelmo. We haven't seen anything from pdelmo for the longest time. It's really good to have them back. Put a bit of competition in the Mr. Maison arena, you know. Forces standards to go even higher than they are already. And factoids, because factoids. I've lost my page. The first public performance of Handel's Messiah took place on this day, the 13th of April in 1742. It was a great achievement not only because of the quality of the music, but because Handel had suffered a stroke just 5 years earlier at the age of 52. Handel's Messiah, first performance to this date, 1742, which is about quarter to six, isn't it? Anyway, yeah, great set of spruce trees. Obviously, slightly different sizes as you pop out, and you stick with it. Just quality. Top quality. Well done, pdelmo. Welcome back, my good friend. Even though you're not really my friend. Yeah. Everybody's my friend, but yeah. Anyway, the rail. We'll have a quick glance at the rail. Not too much to say about the rail. It's fairly slick. It's fairly standard. It's not too much. Yeah, it's nothing to grumble about. We do have a sniff of rail on the opposite side, if I remember rightly. And this is the rail coming in from the other side of the map. Doesn't reach the start square, doesn't get anywhere close to the start square, but this is where I think you'll end up having a lot of your traffic coming in. We've actually got 3 highways coming in from this direction as well, which I think in real life are still under construction, from what I'm guessing from the actual description on the actual map page itself. But as we head on this way, right, we're going to take an intermission very shortly. Do you reckon there's shipping on this map? And what do you reckon I'm going to be spending my time on the second half? Because we are going to be looking at something very specific indeed. Hi, BonBon here. If you're a big fan of Let's Plays but are bored with the same old cities, I can highly recommend checking out This Old Gamer, a Let's Play worth watching. Click the information button now to find out more. And so back to Christchurch NZ by ElMacro. Shipping routes we have shipping routes, which is quite good because I imagine there is a reasonable amount of shipping coming in and out of Christchurch area. Just like Bob's along this way, it's an island nation after all, so it kind of relies on shipping. We'll grumble about this though. We do have a bit of a sharp turn here, if you weren't going off the edge of the map, which will take you up and into the bay, which is quite nice. Quite nice indeed. There are actually like small towns and villages in this bay in real life, which is good. But yes, any ships coming out of the bay wanting to go to the far exit will have to, it'd be nice if they had a smoothed off corner like that, do you think? Right, water flow. You're thinking it's that main river there, aren't you? But it's not. It's this little twiddly one is your start square water. It does have some problems, I think. But if you're playing to recreate the area, this is where most of your buildings are, not around the main river. So it is kind of important that this is the start square. So probably custom assets and have a look at the water. It seems to be pushing in. It's not actually flowing out. It's actually feeding in from the river, which shows there's no water flow really from the spawn point. And so let's have a little look at, so you got this twiddly. It's not going to be enough if you're playing without custom assets, is it? But I've got some other issues with this. First of all, it's a very light fill. There's probably about the right amount of water in there based on comparing it with the real life. I'll show you a little picture on screen in a moment of the actual real life river. This is I've got a note of it, the Heathcote River. Yep, and that's the actual, might be a little bit further up the stream. It becomes the Kashmir stream the further up it goes. But as you can see, it's not actually in a big old gully. It's actually, there's a slight indent, but not too much. Anyway, then we've got it ends here. Now, the spawn point there is a bit on the weak side, but in real life, you can follow that stream right the way up to this kind of location about here, actually. And let me show you the real life Google Maps. We're not going to do this every time, but we're going to show you it this time. So what we've got here is we've got the water coming in here. This is the Heathcote River, and it loops in and out. You can see it does zig and zag and wiggle around all over the place, comes back down this way. We're going to look for the spot. That's the under the highway there. We're going to have a little look for the source and try and find a better way of doing it than the slightly clunky way that ElMacro's had a go at doing. It loops back up there and loops back down here, and now we're getting towards the area where it's kind of very thin, hard to see. You can see how it's officially the Cashmere stream now. This is the Cashmere part of Christchurch, and it looks like it comes to a dead end by that tree there, but it does go a little bit further. If I go up here, it will dead end at a tree, and there's your tree. So that becomes fields. So where's the water coming from? Well, we'll look at the ditch in a moment. You can though see a bit of a wetland going on right here, and so the water is basically accruing here and then feeding the stream. That's the original water source. This has actually got a lovely little bridge over it. It's actually a reserve created by the people of Christchurch, and it's good to see. Very good to see as well. We haven't just built over it as like floodplain build. Now, where is all this water coming from? If we pull back enough, you can see we've got this the edge of this the mountain of I don't know what this mountain's called, but yes, we've got the edge of this. And if we go into 3D mode like this, you can actually see we've got a valley going that way and a valley coming this way as well. So when all the water pours onto this area, we've got all the forests there as well, the water is going to pour down this valley into this. You can actually see it's like a wetland area there as well, probably some boggy land going on there, and it will just pour down to this area, which is why we have this area of wetland. And we also have a ditch, which has obviously been built by the people to help to contain the water into a specific area. Hope probably stops flooding a little bit. So the water will come down this ditch as well, and then down, and it feeds directly into the stream, just down by that tree, just before that tree. There we go. So that is how the water source actually happens in real life. Now we can't expect that in this particular map. But I do feel that river stream should have gone a little bit further, would have helped you line up your roads a little bit more accurately. Okay, if we come down to the main river, this main river is fairly development free. If we have a look at it in real life, not going to look at it again now though. No. Hang on, just drop my mouse. Put my mouse back up there. Sorry about that. Now, as we head along here, you'll notice that again it's quite deep. We do have a little bit of a terrain glitch going on there, which again, I didn't notice anything like that in real life. And we do have a lot of trees, well, going for a paddle and more. They are underwater trees. They do have their trunks on. Yes, I do wheel that joke out every now and then. But we come down, we've got few more under here. And yeah, it could be just tidied up a little bit. Essential, not really. Now, there is an awful lot of trees spread across the map, kind of like randomly, just splashed about, which is why they've ended up in the river, I feel. And I feel they could be put to better use, especially better use than the ones that are like down here. And that is to actually give a little bit more coverage to the side of the mountain. Where we saw there was like a lot of trees on the mountain, in real life, it'd be nice to actually have them out there, because you look from here, the mountain looks kind of bare, and we could get a lot more coverage up there just to add a bit more, little more interest, a little bit more of a feature area up in them hills, in these certainly in the ravines as well. But anyway, what do you think of this map though? That's me having a moan. What do you think? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. What do I think? Probably not, but that doesn't mean that I don't like it. And I do kind of like it because it does what it's meant to do. It's meant to be just a canvas for people that want to recreate Christchurch. It's not bad for that. It's just not being worked to a great level of detail, which of course it's going to score it lowly in my ratings because of that. Aesthetically, it looks like what it's meant to look like. It's not ugly. It could have a lot of work done to it to make it look a lot more attractive, but I'm thinking I can give this a low to middly 3. It's not a bad map at all for that. Detailing, there's quite a bit that could be done to improve this one, and because of the amount of drowned trees and blue mantles, I don't think I can push beyond 2 stars, but I think the creators got the definitely got the skills to do so if they wish to. 2 stars. Gameplay potential, if you want to play this as a standard build, it's probably 2 stars because of the amount of water, but for what it is and allowing for the fact you'll probably be using some mods, I'm going to go low 3. I'm going to go low 3. It'll do for what it's meant for. So well done, ElMacro, because that's what you're intending, wasn't it? Christchurch, New Zealand by ElMacro. They intended it to be like this, and they got what they intended. So well done. It's not going to blow anybody's socks off, but it will certainly do for anybody. Certainly if you're in the southern hemisphere, in that neck of the woods, you probably enjoy building on that one. Anyway, thanks for watching, for commenting, for liking and for subscribing, and thanks to all the BonBonB buddies in the top right hand corner. Don't forget to go and watch Race Day if you haven't already seen it. It'll probably be the most fun 13.5 minutes you'll have today, and I'll see you tomorrow with another map in the What Map series. Thanks for watching.